How's it going, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So in this video, we're going to be doing an overall market update, taking a look at the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ. We're also going to be doing a trading update, talking about what I personally did today in the stock market, as well as some stocks and ETFs that I'm personally watching right now and that I'm looking to trade here in the beginning of February in 2020. And I also want to dive in to Tesla stock today and talk about the price action that we saw towards the end of the market. Very, very interesting stuff, and it goes to show how dangerous it is to hop into a stock that's flying up so quickly, because it can pull back on you really hard, and we'll talk about that again here in a couple of minutes. But before we do get into all of this good stuff, guys, all I ask from you is to simply go down below for me and hit that like button, and also consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see further content for me. And if you want to be further connected with the Strive Smart community, join the Discord group chat and the Facebook group down below with a simple payment of $15,000 per month. Just kidding, guys. It's absolutely free of charge. That is linked down below in the description box, and you can actually get 2 free stocks using my affiliate link down below with Webull. 2 stocks valued up to $1,400 with a deposit of $100. So all of that is down below in the description box, guys. And without further ado, let's get into it, starting off here with the SPX. And let me tell you guys, today was an absolutely insane day in the market. It's like the coronavirus, all this volatility, this short-term scare, it's like it never happened, right? So the S&P today up $48.67, up 1.50%. And speaking of this coronavirus, before we get into the market stuff, let's just do a quick update on some key numbers in terms of how many people have died, and really just the total number of people in China here that have been affected. So in China, more than 20,000 cases in the mainland, with 427 deaths confirmed. And I believe that 427 number is global deaths confirmed. And here in the United States of America, I believe last time I checked, about 11 people are infected as of right now. There was another death reported in Hong Kong, I believe. And again, we've been talking about how this thing has been spreading, but as you guys can clearly see, the market, they didn't care today. The market did not care today. As we can see, again, the S&P went up 1.5%, and you can see the NASDAQ here, which is insane, went up 2.7%, guys. Almost 3% on the NASDAQ here, up 246 points, hitting an all-time high at 93.69. So the NASDAQ is continuing its uptrend very clearly here on the 4-hour chart, the 6-month chart. We held that 180 SMA successfully as a support at a higher low, and we surged above these levels and out of this wedge that I drew. I don't remember, was this yesterday's video, the video before? Either way, this is looking extremely bullish. And on the S&P, we'll go back to the S&P. It didn't hit an all-time high quite yet like the NASDAQ did, but we're still maintaining a higher low on this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart, and we broke above the EMA and that 50 SMA. Very, very bullish signal here. 2 bullish signals, in my opinion, on the S&P. And with the way things are looking here, guys, unless we get another huge corona scare, maybe some infections, more infections in the United States or something regarding that, you know, this thing may continue to run up here, and we may hit, who knows, yet again another all-time high in the next couple of days. But again, watch the virus, watch what's going on with earnings especially, although all the big names I feel like have already reported. But anything negative could really just destroy this rally that we've been seeing over the past to really just today, and that's to be expected with the crazy volatile market that we're in right now. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average up 407 points on the day, up 1.44% here. And just like the NASDAQ, just like the S&P 500 on the 4-hour chart, the 6-month chart, we are maintaining the 180 SMA support here. We did not break above the 50 SMA like the S&P and the NASDAQ, but we did break above the EMA, which is, I guess you can say, a pretty good sign here on the 4-hour chart. And if we zoom in a bit on this hourly chart, we can see, although there are many trend lines here that may confuse you, but we can see that despite that, we broke the 50 SMA here on the hourly chart, which was a resistance over the past couple of trading sessions as the Dow Jones was selling off. But again, we are maintaining a resistance under this 180 SMA and quite frankly under 28,900. So for me, I need to see this break up on the Dow Jones for the continuation of the uptrend, and that would be anything, in my opinion, above 29,000. So watch that break there on the Dow Jones. And really, guys, just because we had one green day, sure, this can continue, but again, like I mentioned a minute ago, this could change, which is why I am still in cash. You would think maybe because we had a green day, Stas maybe bought a bunch of swing trades, swing positions today. The truth is the opposite happened, and we'll talk about that here in a minute or two, but I actually sold a bunch, and I'm still on a lot of cash because I'm not trusting this rally. I'm not saying that it's not going to continue up, because I think there's a really good chance that it can, but I don't want to get faked out completely. I kind of want to see what the market does tomorrow before I deploy some more capital. So now let's talk about what I did today in terms of trading. But before we do, actually, drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the market. Is this going to continue? Is the coronavirus going to bring us down maybe tomorrow or the next day? Or is this rally back up here to stay? I'd love to know what you guys have to think down below in the comments section. So today, guys, again, it was a selling day for me. Despite this one little day trade where I was being a bit risky today, guys. I was feeling myself this morning. I don't know why, but let's just go over that first. I day traded, yes, Tesla stock. Call me crazy, but I got in and out of Tesla stock today with a profit before this massive dump that we'll talk about here in a couple of minutes towards the end of the market. So for me today, and for those of you guys that didn't even see Tesla today, this thing went up 107 points at the close, and it was almost at $1,000 per share right before the market closed, right before that massive tank. So yet again, another insane day for Tesla stock. And when I saw it, uptrending heavily into the 900s pre-market, I was losing my mind. I was like, this is insane. When will this stop, right? And then boom, we got a huge pull down to about 833, and from there, we rallied aggressively. I'm talking aggressively, 110 points in the matter of 10 minutes, literally. This is probably a short squeeze yet again, right? Massive move. Then we pulled down, held 850 at a higher low, and at this point, guys, this is when I bought a little bit of Tesla. I believe it might have been actually, I might have bought a little bit early. I might have bought some at around 890 before this drop off to 850. I held through it because the truth is, guys, I only bought 2 shares. This is not a massive position for me, but again, I was feeling myself being a little crazy, put not a lot of money into it in terms of my account size, just 2 shares of Tesla, and I let it ride, right? So we sold off from there. Again, I got in at around 890, sold off to about 850, did not cut my losses because I was confident that this thing was going to turn around, and I was right. It turned around, and then I ended up selling, I believe, at around $912. I missed a lot of the rally. I'll be honest, guys. I missed most of it, actually. But I did end up getting out with a whopping $40 profit. I think, again, 2 shares from about, $8.90 to about $9.12. That's around a $40-$45 profit, and that's really not what I focus on too much nowadays in terms of, trying to hop in and out of stocks. Sure, I still day trade from here and there, but I was just looking to have a little bit of fun this morning, guys. And I don't know if you consider, risking some money on a stock like Tesla fun, but as a crazy guy myself, I do consider that fun. So, that's what I did today in Tesla. 2 little shares here, made a nice little day trade, and Netflix, that's the next one I want to talk about that I actually sold out of completely. Locked a very, very nice profit. I actually held this one pretty much all day today, from when I bought it, which was, I believe, last week at some point. So I held through all day. It was killing it, up around 3% at the close, and I did sell, I believe it was at around $368, right around there. And if you guys have been paying attention to the channel, I actually have been in and out of Netflix for a couple, I feel like 2 weeks at this point. I traded it here, got in, wrote it up, sold, locked in profits, then I entered again on the dip. I believe one of these days at around 345, 346. That's roughly where I started buying Netflix, and with the massive move, I just figured lock in profits into the strength here. On the 4-hour chart, we're arguably oversold, or rather overbought, so we may be seeing a pull down, and I'm hoping we get that pull down to 360, and to hold that level, I would love to see that, because that's where I'd consider re-entering into Netflix. This would be best case scenario, right? 346 to 368, locked in that gain, pulled down, 360, re-enter, run it up to about 375, maybe 380. That would be ideal here on Netflix, and kind of what I'm planning here for my re-entry. So Uber, that's another one that I ended up pretty much selling out of completely today. Ticker symbol UBER. This was up 2.5% today, up 94 cents. And they're reporting earnings tomorrow, and you guys know me. I don't like, actually, no, that's not tomorrow. That's my mistake. They're reporting earnings in 2 days, and you know me, I don't like holding through earnings, and I figured just lock in the little gain that I had. I believe my average cost, $36.50, roughly, maybe upwards to $37.7-ish dollars. So I didn't make too much of a move here. It's profit nonetheless, but 36, let's say 50, up to where I sold, which was actually towards the end of the day as well. I believe around 38.60. That was, I'd say, about maybe a 5% move. Let me double check for you guys. From 36.50, yeah, roughly a 5 to about a 6% move there on Uber. So that's what I ended up doing today. Quick day trade on Tesla. Was feeling pretty crazy this morning, guys, although I didn't put too much money into it. Netflix ended up locking in, and Uber ended up locking in. So I'm really holding a bunch of cash right now, to be honest, although these markets do look like they're turning around. Like I mentioned a couple minutes ago, I don't want to be faked out, meaning, let's say, although the S&P broke out of these moving averages, let's say we dump back down tomorrow. That would be considered the S&P faking me out, because I see the breakup here, I add money, and then boom, we get a dump, I lose money at that point, right? So for me, I'd want to see the S&P maybe rally back up tomorrow, maybe bounce back from this little dump that we saw heading into the close today, pop up. That could be a point where I'd consider adding money maybe into some of these stocks, or maybe into an ETF that tracks the S&P, like what is it, SPXL? It goes up whenever the S&P is going up. So that's kind of what I did, some thoughts around my trading. I'd love to know what you did today. Let me know down below in the comment section. Now let's talk about a bunch of different stocks here that I do have on my phone here in my notes, because quite frankly, a lot of stocks did well today, and I want to talk about some of these, and let's just get right into it. Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. This one, guys, you saw in the title, massive pull down. This is the risk of buying at the top experiencing FOMO, fear of missing out. This is the risk, because imagine this, guys, a beginner out there, somebody that just started in the market, just started trading. They don't know the ins and outs of the stock market. They haven't really built some sort of strategy for themselves, some sort of rhythm, with trading, investing, and understanding things. And they see this. They're like, oh my God, I need to get in. This thing is rallying. Although it looks scary to get in this on the 4-hour chart, a lot of beginners don't care, right? They see this and they get in. Well, if you were to get in here, 960, 950, and I'm sure obviously people did get in. If you look at the times and sales, you'll see people buying if you go down enough, which you can't now, obviously. But if you were looking at this time, people were buying these shares. And let's say you bought at 960, it dumped 100 points like that. And that's the risk you're running when you're trading not just Tesla stock, but any stock that's in a quote-unquote bubble. Not saying this is a bubble. People might think it's a bubble, but any stock that's ran up an insane amount, 100, 200, 300, 400%, you're running the risk of seeing this type of downside at any moment in time, which is why I said my day trade in Tesla was pretty ballsy. Let's be honest, was pretty risky, because me getting in at 890, wherever I got in, it could have happened to me this morning where it could have taken a $100 haircut, which is why I only bought 2 shares of Tesla this morning, right? If it was a different stock, I would have added more money to it because I would have felt more comfortable. If let's say I was trading maybe an Uber stock, a Netflix stock, maybe Microsoft, Apple, stocks that haven't ran up 500% in the matter of a couple weeks. And I know I'm being a bit exaggerative on that, but you guys get the point. So Tesla today, yes, we are seeing this sharp pull down, and we are seeing some sort of support after hours at around $900. And you run the risk, again, when you're trading stocks like this, you run the risk of getting your butt smoked. You know what I mean? You run that risk. And although we are seeing this pull down, honestly, the uptrend, it seems like, on multiple time frames is still intact, to be honest, right? This hourly chart, we're holding that EMA after hours again at around $900. So that's a good sign. On this 30-day chart, we're also holding the EMA. On the 90-day 2-hour chart, we're also holding that uptrend. So although this pull down is scary after hours. Again, it could happen tomorrow. Maybe it doesn't happen. It happens next week. It can happen again where it pulls down heavily. It still seems like the uptrend's intact. And who knows? With the way Tesla's been moving, a lot of shares are still short. We could see another squeeze where this thing does crack into $1,000. And to be honest, guys, I would not be surprised. Am I looking to hold this to $1,000? Absolutely not. I'm not in this stock right now in my swing account, but I definitely think it's one just to keep an eye on, because let's be honest, guys, it's fun waking up in the morning, going on your phone, Yahoo Finance, Seeking Alpha, whatever. I personally have Yahoo Finance on my phone. It is fun going on your phone, waking up, and seeing the pre-market number being up $100. Like, that's like, it's insane. And the anticipation of opening your phone in the morning, clicking that app, I know you guys know what I'm talking about, right? So if we see some sort of move tomorrow where it's up $40, $50 pre-market, expect maybe another short squeeze, maybe to $1,000 at that point. But if we see a massive red move in the pre-market session, maybe we start to see a haircut, maybe down to, let's say, 850. I don't really know, to be honest, but we may see 850, maybe 750, 800. But before we do talk about those lower levels, we first have to see the technical break, which again, I'm waiting for tomorrow's session for that. So let me know down below, guys, what do you think about Tesla? Do you think we see another short squeeze to $1,000 per share? I would love to know your thoughts on that. Now, speaking of another electric vehicle company that I bought yesterday more shares of, NIO, they're $4.50 right now, which is great. Up 45 cents today, up 11%. And Honestly, I haven't seen any news regarding NIO. I'm just assuming that they're rallying because the markets in general are green and because Tesla's green. Maybe they're piggybacking a little bit off of Tesla's massive capital gain success here recently. But I'll take it either way because, I'm a long-term investor in NIO, and again, I actually bought more shares in yesterday's session at $3.98. So NIO, I'm holding this one. It's actually looking quite attractive on a swing trade basis, from a swing trading perspective. You guys can see on the 4-hour chart now we're showing some positive momentum above that 50 SMA. We have confirmed a higher low on top of that 4-hour 180 SMA. So this is a good sign. Wait for for me, I'd like to see it hold 450 to make that move up to $5. I think that's the next channel that we're dealing with here on NIO, and you guys can see that if you do pull out this, let's say the yearly chart, you should be able to see that, 450 to about $5. That is the next level we're dealing with. So Netflix is the next stock I have listed here, but already went over that, so we'll skip it. We'll go to SQ, which is Square. What a day today, and honestly, what a day, couple of days it's been here for Square. Today up $1.10, up 1.38%, which is not as crazy as it has been, but still a green day, which is great, right? And at this point, guys, I'm not in Square, but I was in Square, and now I'm looking to re-enter, right? I'd like to see some sort of pull down. I don't know if we'll get it because it's very, very hot now, but I'm hoping some sort of pull down, maybe to 78, maybe to around 79, $80, that general area. And from there up to 83, that could be the next gap it's looking to fill. But one thing to be concerned about, not concerned, but aware of, rather, because many people, guys, believe it or not, many people are not aware of these things, but earnings are coming up in about 2 to 3 weeks here on Square. And for me, I don't like holding through earnings, and you'd be surprised the amount of DMs I get of people that swing trade stocks knowingly or unknowingly through earnings. They buy stocks not knowing that their earnings report is in 2 days, and the stock gets killed, and they're like, oh my God, why is the stock down? Well, you held it through an earnings report, which I really think is risky. You can make money doing that, but you can also lose your shirt doing that, which I've experienced, and that's why I don't trade through earnings 98% of the time anymore, right? So SQ, definitely worth watching there. A couple more that I want to talk to you all about. Baba and LK, two Chinese companies that absolutely killed it today. I'm talking they killed it. Up 4.5% here for Alibaba. Officially out of all the moving average resistances here. The EMA 180 SMA, 50 SMA here on the 4-hour chart. Up $10 per share. So they're actually reporting earnings as well here on the 13th of February. So be mindful of that. In the short term, maybe a pull down to 220 could be a nice entry point on this momentum. But with Chinese stocks here, guys, like I've mentioned, I'm staying away for now, to be honest. The risk reward for me is just not there for a swing perspective, at least from a swing perspective. So although they are doing great, and you'll see LK here did much better than Baba, actually 3 times better than Baba, 15% in the green. They're doing great, but I am not looking to get caught in one of these with another massive outbreak of the virus. Until it's contained, really, I'm staying away from Chinese stocks, but I'm still going to cover them here on the channel because I know many of you guys out there, you watch my videos because you want to see just kind of an overview of the different stocks out there in the markets, right? Although I can't talk about every stock out there, obviously nobody can. I feel like talking about a couple here in the Chinese markets and different sectors, I feel like it gives us an overall perspective of kind of what's going on. So LK, it's under the 180 and the 50 SMA, but this move, it's nothing to shy away from. It's worth watching because if this virus gets contained, again, these stocks could really soar back up to their all-time highs, and it seems like Baba's already doing that, right? It's about 8 points away from the all-time highs. So let's talk about some big tech names here, guys, because like you saw, the NASDAQ up almost 3%. Tech did very well today. Apple, $10 in the green, up 3.3%. And it proved, 308 proved to be a pretty nice dip buy. If you were to take advantage of that, you'd be up around, obviously, $10 per share here, which is really, really solid. If we take a look at Microsoft, they hit an all-time high today at $181 per share, and I'm kicking myself a little bit that I didn't buy some shares at $170, but it's okay. Hindsight's 2020. You cannot win them all. You have to realize that, guys. You cannot win them all, and at this point, Microsoft, I'm not looking to buy it unless we get some sort of dip similar to the one that we got, which, if the markets stay hot, I don't even know if we'll get that in the short term, guys. So Google is one that we have a pull down on right now. They reported earnings yesterday. They killed, I believe EPS came in $15 roughly. This is rough numbers, guys, versus $12, but the revenue actually came in short. I believe it was like 46.2 billion versus like 46.9 billion. They came in a bit short, which is why, in terms of the stock's reaction, we saw a negative reaction after market hours, and it really stemmed into today's very good session as we saw Google down $38 per share, down 2.62%. But we can't deny the fact that this is beautifully holding 1430 right now, and I know you guys like my adjectives there. Is that even an adjective? Beautifully. I don't know, guys. This might explain why I didn't do too well in English. But either way, 1435, that is holding very, very nicely. We can see this was holding, it was holding this level on the 30th, on the 31st. And the fact that we are holding it again now, it shows me that Google is looking to fill the gap that opened up after earnings. So this is a tradable range here, I think. Sure, not everyone watching this channel could afford a Google share, but if you are trading with let's say, M1 Finance, which it's not a trading platform, it's a long-term brokerage, but if you are trading with one of these companies that have fractional shares, you can take advantage of Google. And for me, 1450 up to about 1480, I think that's a nice range there. And if the markets stay hot, again, maybe Google hits an all-time high into the 1500s again. Who knows, guys? So the last one here is going to be NVIDIA, ticker symbol NVDA. This one was up 2.83% today, up $6.80. And with the price action showing us that we held the 180 SMA successfully, we held 240 successfully, I'm liking this play right here. Maybe from 245 up to 250, but ultimately I think the bigger move comes if we break above 250. From 250 maybe to about $270 per share. That could be a nice move on NVIDIA, especially if it makes this next leg up, which arguably, guys, if their earnings kill it, and I've seen their earnings, I've looked into it a little bit, they may kill earnings here. This could be going up to 280, and I'll probably get in after earnings, but we'll see what ends up happening with those numbers, because I like, again, like I've been saying, pretty much the lifetime of this channel, I like waiting and seeing what the numbers were, guidance, before I get into a stock. That's just me. Do I leave money on the table doing this? Absolutely, guys. I leave money on the table doing this, but I also save money, a lot of money, and it stays on my table rather than going to whoever else. I want to keep the money. I want to make the money. I don't want to lose the money, which is why I am really just cautious about trading before earnings. That's just me, guys. So let me know down below in the comments your thoughts on these individual stocks. Let me know what ETFs you're looking at. I'd love to know. And if you guys enjoyed the video, again, simply go down below for me and hit that like button. And also consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see further content from me. And don't forget to claim your 2 free stocks, valued up to $1,400 with a simple deposit of $100 into Webull, which you can get that link down below in the description box. And it does support me directly, as it is an affiliate link, supports all the free content that I'm putting up here on YouTube. And if you guys do use that link, I really do appreciate you all very, very much. So I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks again for watching. As always, peace out.